Hey friends, Mike Slego here. Thank you so much for all the engaging and interactions throughout the course. I've really enjoyed taking biblical leadership with you all and learning from one another. One of the things that jumped out to me from our readings from Malfers in his chapter on influential leaders was the four primary styles of leadership. These are the director, the inspirational, the analytical, and the diplomat. And for me personally, I fall very much in line with the director. I love to set direction. I love to cast a vision for ministry. I love to set high goals, like for myself, but for the movement as a whole. Thinking specifically about Cru at Wright State, I love to bring about change in whatever organization I'm in. Sometimes that's good, sometimes that's not. Often my first tact is to look around a scenario and to see what would I do differently, what could be better. And oftentimes those are really small things, like maybe a 1 or 2% change could bring about a big return. And those are the kinds of things that I often look for and look to engage with. Like I said, that can be for the good or bad. Personally, I'm really task oriented. I like to work through these complex situations, and I like to call people to high goals, to the high calling of Jesus, to lay down their life to find it. And those kinds of things in my teaching and preaching. And personally, on the weakness side, like I still have plenty of room to grow in my ability to relate to others, especially how I come off to them. I can come off as cold, lacking compassion, as though I don't care how the decision I may have made or been involved in affects others. That's not true, but I can come off it as that way, and it's something I can improve. And just generally speaking, I think it's important to know what our primary style of leadership is. It may not be as neat and clean for you as it might be for me, and that I don't think that matters either. But I think what is important is knowing how God's made us, how He's created us, and how He will use us with those gifts and abilities, with the talents He's given to us, to be a part of His redeeming work that He's doing in the world. Um, so I'd encourage you to engage with whatever that style may be. And we just need to be faithful to follow God and react and lead with how He's created us. But one of the topics I address in my paper is the centrality of discipleship to Christian leadership. This is a unique aspect for us that is not necessarily needed in the secular world. There could be some mentoring, but that takes on a different form and is generally reserved just for your professional skills. Where I think in discipleship, there's a holistic process of wanting the person we're investing in to become more like Christ in all areas of life. The sacred and the secular, there is no divide. Every area is one to be yielded to the lordship of Christ and to be used and stewarded in our language well for His glory and His purposes. The Great Commission is an all play. This isn't reserved just for the spiritual elite, the leaders among us. It's for everybody. Each Christian has the opportunity to build into somebody that's younger than them, that's newer in their faith. They have an opportunity to be used of God to be an instrument of blessing that God uses to grow their faith, grow their walk with Him, their dependence upon Him. And this is directly built out of our Christian convictions and who God says He is, how He's formed the world, and the eternity of men and women are at stake. You know, if we aren't engaging in evangelism and discipleship, and those two go together, we unnecessarily parse them out, I think. And Mohler kind of terms this building our lives on these convictions as conviction of leadership. And I think that's a helpful term for us to consider. One of the unexpected aspects of the course for me was our journey into the pastoral epistles. I wouldn't necessarily assume that in taking on a biblical leadership course. I was expecting many other things, probably. But I really enjoyed that. And this concept of discipleship comes out in 2 Timothy, maybe perhaps most clearly. In 2:2, the things you've heard from me in the presence of many witnesses, entrust to faithful men who will be able to teach others also. Paul's imploring and encouraging his disciple Timothy, when he knows he's at the end of his life, to build into other men. And we see this four-tiered spiritual multiplication. Paul disciples Timothy and Titus, who are to build into faithful men who will be able to teach others also. That's the task for us. Let's carry it out well. Thanks again for walking through this course with me. And I'll see you in teaching and preaching if you're taking that after the break. Thanks so much. Bye.